Since 2026, Bitcoin has been on a continuous downward trend. According to the cycle, it seems that crypto will struggle until the third quarter of this year. Crypto has been repeating a cycle of 3 years of growth followed by 1 year of decline, and the same pattern is repeating this time as well. When the cycle repeats, what you need to watch is tether dominance. Every time the cycle progressed, it showed movement, surpassing the previous high. After tether dominance surpassed its previous high, Bitcoin hit its bottom, and then the Bitcoin upward cycle began. Currently, tether dominance is staying at 7.9%, while the previous high was 9.4%. Before surpassing the previous high, it was blocked once and showed a decline. If things go according to the cycle this time as well, tether dominance should record a figure above 9.4%, and at that point we can consider that the bottom of the Bitcoin cycle has more or less appeared. Right now, if you look at social media or the news, you can see posts claiming that Bitcoin has hit its bottom. If you look at the characteristics of these posts, they interpret the current situation by using past chart patterns as examples. Since fractals come in various forms, most of them look quite similar. Especially in analyses using fractals, people tend to only pick out the patterns they want to see. So in most cases, those hoping for Bitcoin to rise will only look for and blindly believe in bullish fractals. Even in the current situation, if you look for bearish fractals instead of bullish ones, you can easily find them. If you map the candlestick movements from the major drop last January and apply them to the current situation, that's a bearish fractal. On the other hand, if you map last January's downward movement and apply it again, it becomes a bullish fractal. If you just look for and apply only the patterns you want to see right now, it leads to nothing. If you analyze with fractals as your main perspective, you will lose money with 100% certainty. You need to invest your funds based on cycles, waiting for the right timing. You might think that demand determines price, but after trading for a long time, what I've realized is that time shapes the chart. This phenomenon is especially prominent in options, where there is a tendency to forcibly move the chart to protect large positions before the options expire. As this phenomenon repeats, trend changes occur, and only when sentiment reverses does the market finally settle into an upward trend. I have a lot more to say about this part, but I'll make a separate video about it next time. Next, this is something I already posted on Telegram, the Bitcoin options expiry range for this week. With high probability, Bitcoin will expire within this range. The range is 75,000 and 65,000. After reaching 75,000 once and then seeing a correction, as soon as Bitcoin recovered 70,000, there was a huge increase in posts claiming that the Bitcoin decline was over. Most of these are nonsense aimed at gaining followers, so you need to be cautious with your investments. If you look at this week's Bitcoin options, there is a backspread at 75,000. There is an unusually large amount of call options at 75,000, and when there is such a large volume, it is never from individual investors. This means there is a group trying to suppress the price increase, and most of them are in call writing positions. This area acts as a strong resistance level, and since the Bitcoin Volatility Index is also showing a steady trend, it will be difficult to break through this level unless there is a sudden positive catalyst. The market always tends to move toward where there is the most liquidity, and right now, the only area that can be called major liquidity is at 75,000. Since 75k is acting as a strong resistance, it is wiser to either stay on the sidelines or observe how the market changes after reaching 75k, rather than taking a long position. I hope you view the market objectively without being swayed by chart patterns, news, or suspicious posts.